So this is what's wrong with what we want to do, music and radio and all that. So I told you that guy in Iowa got fired and now he's in Washington. Well, the guy that took over posted on Facebook Billboard's top rock songs of the decade. You want to guess what any of them are?
Oh God, yeah, this is fun. Billboard
seems like the past year, not the decade. So I don't know.
Oh, well, that's I won't know then.
It says all these songs seem like they're from the past year. New number 10. Do a little countdown.
Go for it.
Okay, I'll do a little radio hack thing.
You could try to do trivia, but if it's new, I probably won't know it.
Top rock songs of the decade coming in at number 10. We got the 21 Pilots, "Stressed Out."
It's a good song.
That'll help you calm down. And then at number 9, we're doing 21 Pies again with "Ride."
Two. Okay.
Hey, Happy New Year going out to Collinsville dispensary opening up. Hey guys waiting in line. Hope you brought your weed. It is 62 degrees out, and I'm not even doing time first. Fuck. 8:02, 62 degrees, and we're rocking and rolling with the top rock songs of the decade. Coming in at number 8, Portugal the Man, "Feel It Still."
That's a good one.
Number 7, "Shut Up and Dance," "Walk the Moon."
That is a great song.
Rock. Keep in mind these are rock songs.
That's a rock song, I guess.
At number 9, "If You Said You Were Sick of the 21 Pilots, I'm sorry, they're back again with Heathen."
So there's 3 21 Pilot songs in the past decade.
Yeah, that's where I think this is
guy
bullshit.
doesn't get. Yeah.
This isn't him. This is Billboard. He's saying.
Okay.
He works for the rock station. He's saying
gotcha.
like, "Fuck, we're screwed." If Billboard thinks this is rock, that's like his whole point.
I see.
They play Disturbed and Slipknot and Korn, which none of this is on here. And number 5, "I Call Your Girlfriend a Hoe and You Say Hey," the Lumineers.
That's not rock.
And number 4, "My brother used to like this band until Brendan Urie just took over. Still, whenever I hear a new song, I have high hopes." That's push you over the edge music right there. That's like what's going through your head when you are doing a mass shooting.
Wow.
All right, and number 3. Have you ever seen Chernobyl?
Yeah.
What happened in Chernobyl?
Are you saying the score from Chernobyl?
Yeah, what happened in Chernobyl? People got
meltdown.
radioactive. The Imagine Dragons. And then Thunder by the Imagine Dragons and Believer, number 1. First three are Imagine Dragons. I hope this isn't fucking phony, man, that I'm looking at.
Pause. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
anyway,
in case of power failure.
That's what's wrong with our business.
Not really.
Those are not rock songs, man. You know what rock is? It's not guitars. It's not white dudes. It's not shaved heads and tap-out shirts. It's an attitude. And these people, especially the Imagine Dragons, they're fucking pussies, dude. They're garbage pussies. They're Nickelback pussies.
It's what's selling now, though. So they can't make up a new category. So what does that fall under then?
It's alternative. Pop. I play the Imagine Dragons on my shitty pop station. It's not rock.
You're right.
It's pop.
It's alternative.
It's alternative.
Or it's pop rock.
Pop rock. Pop rock.
Pop rock sells.
Yeah, it does.
This
rock
whatever
is
you want
dead.
to call it.
Rock is dead.
Not dead.
It's niche. It's niche, baby. We're going niche with the rock, baby. Imagine Dragons, number 1.
But the definition of rock changes.
Well, I also think it's also like what's sold. It's not. I think that might be like what's sold versus what's good.
Oh, of course.
So
yeah, that's definitely.
I didn't realize
sales.
that. Yeah, so I don't see Korn on there because it didn't sell as much as the Imagine Dragons.
But that's almost like
you go to Imagine Dragons concert. I can't even say their fucking name. You go to Imagine Dragons concert. It's a bunch of fucking. It's a bunch of cowards. It's a bunch of pussies. You got a majority of people who know their songs on the radio. Then you got a bunch of people like, I'm in a rock show. Look at me.
That's a lot.
And then you go to Pops. You see Guar. You see Dope. You see the Static X guy wearing the Static X mask. And you feel... I remember
Did
seeing...
that guy die?
Yeah, they got some guy wearing his face as a mask now.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I almost went to it.
With the hair?
Yeah.
That's a mask? Or he's got a mask of that?
Some guy, yeah.
That's
yeah.
sad.
I'll show you.
Why would they
afterwards.
do that?
Because they need money.
But why can't it just be
It's
like
the 20th anniversary of Wisconsin Death. Yeah, why don't you just get a new lead singer?
Yeah, just get a new singer. Why
I
you gotta
don't
do the
know.
whole
I
mask
don't
thing?
know.
That's
I don't.
weird.
Yeah, it's like some guy. He's like they hide his identity. Hey, you want to join Static X? Sure. Here, wear Wayne Static's face. It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, that's weird.
But it looked cool. The footage I saw, it looked like a good time. I wish I would have went. It would have been one of those solo experiences at Sauget for me. But that's rock. Dangerous. Danger is rock. Fuck the man is rock. I'd say
rock or punk?
Well, now you're just trying to piss me off. Punk.
I'm talking like old school punk. Like that was the attitude of old school punk.
Punk is anti-establishment.
Right.
Punk is playing a show in the living room and having everybody
Right.
trash the house.
Yeah.
Punk is, I don't want any money. Punk is, if I know who they are, they must suck. That's how punk is. If you know who they are, they're sellouts. That's punk. Success is failure.
Right.
You just want to be some scumbag. I don't know. Like Green Day is not punk.
No.
They started out maybe
They started out as
the
punk.
album we didn't even listen to before Dookie was punk.
Right.
God, I hate Green Day now.
Yeah, they're kind of. I mean, that's.
Why does everybody turn shitty? Why can't people just stay good?
Isn't that the Kurt Cobain, or is that Dark Knight? What lyric was you? No,
Let's play this game. Was it Kurt Cobain or Dark Knight?
No, the Dark Knight was you live long enough to die. You die a hero. You live long enough to be the villain. That's.
Well, they're not villains. They're just awful.
But then Kurt Cobain. God darn it! It was like the same thing.
Dude, there's some Kurt Cobain quote about electing Donald Trump, dude. Have you seen that?
No, hold on.
Yeah,
I got
there
it.
is, though.
Hold on. It's or fade away. Something about die young or fade away.
It's better to burn out than fade away.
There it
That's
is.
Def Leppard, man.
Is it really?
Yeah, Rock of Ages. And they're full of shit, man, because they need to burn out instead of tour with Motley Crue. That's a joke. What a
Money.
joke.
Money.
Joke. Fuck Motley Crue. I know you're like, oh, here he goes
I
with the
love
F
Motley
word.
Crue.
Huh?
I love Motley Crue.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I hated Motley Crue back in the day, but I like them.
Since when?
Not
I
like
happen to-
new.
Did you watch Dirt on Netflix?
Yeah. I've always liked the Motley Crue story.
What's the story? They're fucking animals.
They are animals.
They're scumbags.
It's entertaining.
And if they weren't in a band, they'd be in prison. All of them.
They made some good music, though.
No.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
They were like radio-friendly BS. They ruined rock and roll. Because of them, we have Nirvana. Nirvana was a backlash to the Motley Crue bands. Poison, Bret Michaels, all
okay,
that.
I don't like that stuff.
Well, that's all that. That's
No.
hair metal, buddy.
It is, but Motley Crue was
You
the
look
dark.
look at Motley Crue. They're just as bad with the
They
hair
were,
metal.
they were the darker, heavier version of that, not the pretty glam. I guess Vince Neil was pretty and glam, but
Now he's a fat fuck. Good luck paying $200 to see that.
people will.
You got Def Leppard and you got what's her face, Joan Jett. I mean, that's good enough.
How can Mick Mars even stand up?
He's like the only guy I like half respect out of that band. It was basically because of the movie, the way they portrayed him in the movie. I'm like, I like him.
I hated the guy who they had do Nikki Sixx.
Yeah,
He was too clean.
I
He was
hate
too-
Nikki Sixx though. I hate him so much.
Yeah, I don't know much about him. but
Everything I know about him, he sounds just like a fucking type A narcissist.
I do like Tommy Lee though.
Again, he would be in prison if he was not in a band. He beat the shit out of Pamela Anderson. He has hepatitis C. He can't spell. He dropped out of high school. I was with the dude in Seven Dust who had to fill in for him in Motley Crue. Seven Dust came and played a show, and he was telling a story about how he had to fill in for Tommy Lee because he burned his hand. And he's like, dude's not bright. Dude's an idiot.
There's probably a lot of idiots in rock though.
I mean,
or in music in general.
it's just one of the, like, dude would be shoveling shit off the side of the road.
Wouldn't they all?
Yes, all of them. I mean,
Except
I've
Brian
changed,
May.
man. I've changed. Okay, I've changed because I would look at that and go, "That's so cool." Because when they showed Ozzy in that movie and what he did in that movie and like how he was harassing those people at the pool, I was appalled by it.
You're a degenerate.
I was like, yeah, I'd be like, "Fuck you, dude," and I'd like beat his ass if he was doing that to me, like shaking his privates at me. But 10 years ago, at the beginning of this decade, I would have been like, "Ha ha ha, awesome." Instead of like, that guy's seriously mentally ill.
That just comes with age.
I guess. I guess. And then Ozzy's like coming back. He's got new music. Who cares? Stop. Let him die, Sharon. Let him die. Let him die
Money,
in peace.
man. Money. What else? What else can they do?
He's got a song with Post Malone.
Tommy Lee has.
He's got a song with Post Malone.
Tommy Lee has done like 4 side projects that don't do anything.
It's a great song though, the Post Malone song.
Is it?
It is. It's really
heard
good.
it.
No, Tommy Lee. Yeah, Methods of Mayhem. Remember that?
Yeah.
Get naked. Then he did a Tommy Lee solo thing, right? He did Tommy Lee Goes Back to School, like on
That's what
MTV.
I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
now that reality TV's dead, like those
not
people
dead.
don't have.
That's MTV.
It's pretty much dead. In terms of like getting big names.
Yeah.
Remember the Bret Michaels one?
Rock of
That
Love?
was so bad. How the dude is bald, right?
Yeah, yeah. He's bald. I mean, so what,
But
though?
he still rocks the.
yeah,
like,
that's
come
where,
on, man.
Yeah, that's where, like,
Come on,
admit
man.
it. Like, admit it. Yeah.
Like you're naked, and you have the goddamn bandana on still.
You must sign, like, a non-disclosure where you can't, like, say that he's bald or something.
You can tell like the bandana is like 6 inches like above his head.
Dude, he was just, like, in this town.
He always comes to the same.
No,
one.
this exact town I'm in.
Oh yeah, you're right.
For
the
soldier,
fest.
the benefit of the soldiers.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, no, it was last year. It wasn't this year. This year was
It was
38
some year,
special.
I remember that.
I think next year it's gonna be Aerosmith. It's not funny.
I was gonna say I'll go to that.
It's like $35. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's cool, but like, like that's a lot of money, man. I remember I was getting like my teeth cleaned by like this dude's mom who like ran it, and she's like telling me to go, and I was going to like Lou Fest. I'm like, no, I'm going to Lou Fest, which is now over
For good.
We'll see.
There'll be a rebirth of it.
A reboot. Let's reboot this
A
festival.
reboot.
Like Woodstock's reboot.
Yeah.
That's where some things don't need to be rebooted.
No.
They tried several times with Woodstock with terrible, terrible results each time.
So what this is hard to do for the whole decade, so we can just do the whole year or just the past year. Like, what was your most memorable things that you've watched? Could be movies, could be TV shows.
This year, I'd say memorable movies would be...
It could be bad too, like memorable. Like,
Yeah, I'll do
just
both.
anything that sticks in your head, because I didn't do any research for this. I'm gonna try to go off the top of my head.
Yeah, you're throwing me a fast one. It's like
Sorry.
a job interview where I'll call my previous employer, and I'm like stammering. I don't know what to say. I just like shit my pants and run out, and then they get mad when they don't call me. I would say my top films. I'll do films and I'll do TV shows, and then I'll do music if I don't lose track. I got ADD, man. So movies: The Joker, The Irishman, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Did you see that?
Still haven't yet.
Okay, I was waiting for you to go. That sucked, or I like that. This movie I watched last night, actually. Well, that's not. This is what I've seen this year. It's not from this year. The guy has a movie
That's okay.
on. He has a movie on Netflix this year, which made me watch this other movie. The movie on Netflix currently is with Adam Driver, and it's called Divorce. Have you heard of it? It's
Yeah.
like it's gonna be like Oscar contender if they acknowledge Netflix. I'm not sure. He made a movie in 2017 with Dustin Hoffman, Adam Sandler, and Ben Stiller,
Oh yeah.
and Allison Janney, and there's other people in it. And it got shelved because Dustin was accused of groping somebody or doing something inappropriate in the 70s and 80s. Very unfortunate because it is an amazing film. I
Where'd you
watched
see it at?
Well, that's on Netflix.
Oh, I thought they took it down or off.
No, I looked it
What's
up.
it called?
Oh, I'll find it.
That's okay.
It's like the
Tell me
Malarkey
later.
story. It's like the something. It's really good though. It's like it really got to me.
Who created it?
The guy who
directed
the guy
and
who's has the movie Divorce out now.
who is that?
Oh man.
Oh, okay, never mind. Don't. It's all right. Yeah, I wanted to see that, but I don't have Netflix, so
Oh,
I'll have to catch it. I'll have to catch it somewhere else.
Oh, give me 1 second. Dustin Hoffman. I want to see that Adam Sandler movie where he's like a jeweler or whatever. That's supposed to
Heck
be
yeah, they're promoting the crap out of that.
supposed to be like good.
Supposed to be like the best movie ever made.
Okay, it's the Merowitz stories.
Okay.
93% on Rotten Tomatoes. Noah Baumbach.
Okay.
And he's got his new movie this year is called Divorce. And it's Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, and it's like from each person's perspective.
Yeah, I wanna
so
see that.
I'm going to watch that. But watch the Merowitz stories. It's Well,
I'll try. I'll have to find it somewhere.
Well, I'm sure you won't do anything illegal to watch it. So,
No.
so that, and then I'm trying to think of any. Not The Shining. I didn't like The Shining.
You can say that. You can say I said memorable, so it doesn't mean it has to be good.
It was memorable. The Shining was memorable. I was just.
How would you just now see The Shining?
Okay, I'll be honest with you. I've seen it like my whole life, like on TV in passing.
So you never just sat down and watched it?
No, I want to go. I want to watch this from beginning to end because I wanted to see Doctor Sleep. And I really don't know 100%, and then it turns out I did know 100% what was going to happen. I saw enough
all you
of
needed
it
to see was like the last hour or half an hour of the movie.
Yeah, but I didn't know like how much of an asshole Jack Nicholson was really supposed to be prior to his insanity, and he was fighting alcoholism and all that.
So you
that hour and a half of that.
You want to understand the themes and the.
I want to understand. Yeah, he was
backstory.
abusive and stuff, and yeah, he was really abusive to that Skeletor lady she's Hollywood royalty for some reason, or related to somebody. That was memorable. I was trying to think of any other movies. Did you see any good porn films? Pornos?
Did they even have movies anymore? They're just clips.
They're just awkward clips. And I'll be honest with you, derailing. You have that like a little like sound or derail. You know what? I mean, well, you don't want to talk about your porn viewing habits if you have them or not, probably on the podcast, in case anybody listens. I don't know. I have no shame.
Everybody looks at porn.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you. Sometimes I get mad at the acting because it's like, just quit, just stop. Just stop. You're terrible.
They're still acting?
A couple,
like before the act or like during the act?
It was just like...
what type of acting are we talking about?
Just like some weird scenario. Just like some weird scenario that leads to them having sex.
Why do they still do that?
It's awful. It like makes...
Isn't porn made for like clips now?
It makes me like not like in the mood because I'm like furious. And then like... But then like I'll play it. It'll be some awkward like in the middle and it's just like going on. I'm like, well, what happened? How did they get to this part? Like, why is this person getting fisted? Like... Can we was there some? Where's the awkward conversation beforehand?
You want to talk about it's not the future, but and the only reason I know about this preface is because it was written. There was an article written about it on Vice about this production company takes like I guess requests for like fetishes, and a lot of it's like food related, just like really out there shit. So they'll take requests and they're like, you pay us and we'll make it for you.
Really?
So it's like it's not on demand. What do you call that? It's
so let's say like I like water sports. We don't have to say exactly what that is because it's disgusting. Right. And I'll go, hey guys,
I don't know how. It was.
I want to
Vice wrote it, so it was. I mean,
I want the R. Kelly special.
It wasn't completely X-rated, but it was like they got in the details. But it was mainly just the food, and then they interviewed the porn stars about it, like the behind the scenes.
You mean like food? Like they're like using food to have sex with people, or they're like having sex covered in lasagna? Like what do you mean?
Sorta, yeah. Like I said, Vice didn't get really. They didn't get into the.
I need more
deep,
descriptions.
Like. It was
like,
just
did they shove like a carrot up their ass or something? Is it like that?
Like towards the end, like they're just covered in not shit in food. Like they're just it's.
Is it good food? Are they eating the food off each other?
I just remember the only thing I remember
they eating the food out of something.
Was probably was
interesting.
They're like I can't even eat or smell like chocolate syrup now. Because they were just like at the end, like we were just in this stuff for like hours.
Poor you.
I know.
You're such a victim.
I would say that's like what is that? It's almost like the Patreon of porn. Like you pay for it, you want it, you request it, we'll do it for you. So could I say you make it for those people as opposed to just making it and then having people.
It's like ordering a pizza. It's like I want pepperonis and
it's like
sausage.
The Domino's app and it's all interactive.
But actually, I want a video of a girl getting pissed on in the face, please.
There you go.
And the guy will knock on the door and deliver it to you. Wow, food porn, huh?
But I think that was just what they wrote about in the article. I don't know. They probably do everything.
I bet like they probably got to turn down probably 80% of the requests.
I don't know. As long as it's legal, these are for like these rich assholes that just want to see,
I love the barely legal shit. Or like they try to make them look like they're not like of
like
age.
40. You're like, yeah, I'm barely legal.
Oh,
not 40
no.
maybe, but.
No, I mean like it's like a girl who's like 20 or 21 and they're trying to like, oh, she's a teenager. It's like, so you're trying to like appeal to like a pedophile?
No,
like, yeah.
awful.
It's like my little fantasy of banging my babysitter or whatever. Or the Ben Affleck banging the nanny, but I don't think she was like 16.
No.
He's Batman, so he banged Alfred. He stuffed his Batcave.
It's funny though. It's like, it's someone who's been in the scene for like 10 years, and like, after 10 years they're still, whatever, not barely legal, but trying to be a teenager, quote unquote, legal teenager. But like, you've been in the scene for like 10 years. How are you still a teenager?
Like I saw a good stand-up clip. On Instagram I follow a lot of like comedy clubs, and they play clips. Like, and one guy was just talking about Pornhub, and like he said like the amount of videos on there. He's like, how do you like not run into somebody at the grocery store? And I'm just like, this is not true. Like, I just saw your face getting fucked, and it's like, hey, where have I seen you before?
Well,
oh yeah, I jacked off to you.
It's so weird because it's the sad age we're at. Like, that one show pointed that out with the kids. We've talked about it before. I never finished it. Not porn, but
Euphoria.
Yeah.
Euphoria. That's a good show. I like that show.
But like, just the show is like anybody can just end up on there.
What do you mean?
Wasn't that the bigger girl? Didn't she end up on Pornhub?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it when she was dancing to "Nonstop" by Drake. It was cool.
I don't remember that.
It's a good song.
I only got like four episodes in.
Why'd you quit? Too much? Too graphic?
I just didn't like the feeling it left me. I felt dirty after watching it. Not like dirty, like, I don't know.
I felt it.
It was just really dark.
Yeah,
I like dark stuff, and I guess I can't relate to it because I'm not that age. So I'm like, this isn't for me. This doesn't do anything for me.
I don't know if that's like that's high school in like some areas. I don't think.
Oh
it's
yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's not like, oh god, this is your kids. These are your kids.
Yeah.
Maybe like on the West Coast. That's I think where they say they were. I thought they said they were at Tampa one time, but then I think they're on the West Coast.
Yeah. It just didn't. At the end of the day, it just didn't do anything for me.
Well, after like the third or maybe fourth episode, I watched it to the end, but I felt it peaked in the first 3 episodes. I felt like the last half of the season that kind of like ran out of steam.
I feel like so many shows do that.
And it was just
we
like,
talked about that last time. Like, that's why I like just like short 6 episodes.
What are they supposed to do? 3 episodes? Because I'm saying like after 3 episodes, like the magic and the intensity that it brought, it was kind of like what? Okay, so more weird shit, like more uncomfortable stuff,
right?
More fucked up stuff. I mean, I don't. Where are we going with this?
I just don't. I guess the older I get, I don't like watching kids and their problems. Like, I don't care.
Have you seen that? Have you heard of the Seth Rogen movie? I don't know what it's called, but it's like 10-year-olds and it's just like
super bad. Yeah.
Just saying like just sexual. There's people in comments I was reading and they're like, I don't feel comfortable. It's like, I wouldn't mind it, but I don't know if I would really like get into it.
Right.
I'd kind of be like, shut up, you little shit. Like, want to smack them. That's where I'm getting old.
Right.
But like, yeah, little kids, like, I don't know. I like Seth Rogen. I'll be honest with you. I've liked almost everything he's done. I would say that I'm a Seth Rogen fan. But little kids like saying bad words is not like edgy anymore. But maybe it's a good movie. I don't know. I know someone that went and saw it and all they said was, "Oh, it was crazy." Well, okay, I'm a pretty crazy guy. Let's see a top what's in my head. Not that
the pitch was like, yeah, we got to come up with another good. Okay, how about super bad, but for kids,
10 years younger,
kids version of super bad.
Too bad Jonah Hill and Michael Cera are like 40 now. So
right. But back to that. So the whole porn thing in Euphoria. But then I didn't watch it. I saw the pilot of the. God dang, what's her name? She's a really funny comedian. Actress.
It's Mrs. Something, right?
Yeah. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's like she gets into porn like in her older age.
Well,
that's all I know about.
She's hot, so I'd have sex with her.
Yeah,
whatever her name is.
God,
she's in Step Brothers, right?
She's so funny.
She's in Step Brothers. She puts her like she's in Bad Moms.
Yeah,
she's awesome. But she like her kid goes to college or something, so she like tries to find the second act. It's porn, which is not what I'm gonna do.
Right.
I don't think anybody would want to see that. Well, no one wants to see that. I may like Oh, you see that girl though in Euphoria, like those dicks, man. How many dicks did you see in that show? Euphoria.
There were dicks in that. Oh yeah,
maybe you just blocked it out.
What scene was that?
Several.
Oh, with the dick pics?
The guy like jacking off like while she's like talking on the computer with him. He's got like a micro penis. She's like, you're that far. She's like, you're a fat pig. You're a fat pig. He's like, yeah. And then when that dude, that like repressed dude with the dad who's having sex with transgenders, that underage transgenders, that girl, what Jewel? What's her name?
I forgot already.
The blonde haired girl.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Jules or something. I don't know.
Like I said,
but like he's in the locker room and they go into like how he hates penises or something, which And it's just like dick. Like he's just surrounded by all these dudes with their dicks out.
Like I said,
it's like, whoa,
after
you guys
watching, it's like,
you're trying to be shocking though. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, you're just trying to like stir up like, oh God.
well, it's coming back. I saw it in the year. Like, here's what's coming.
I
up.
got into it with my mom over that actually, because she sent me like an article from some conservative thing that was trashing it, and I'm like, this dude's a fucking prude. Okay, like he was all
But
like,
he probably secretly has some kinky shit that he's
probably.
into.
Well, he's a good writer. I mean, like he's well known. I can't think of his name, and I don't think he'll give me any props to name drop him. Like I know who he is. I don't want to say it's from Breitbart. It's some shit like that though.
Oh.
And he was saying like it's a failure because it got like 600,000 views, and I'm like, this guy did the same fucking thing with Sacha Cohen's show, where it's like that's live views. They don't measure it by live views anymore. And I showed her like a conflicting article where it's like 600,000 live views, then like another 700,000 on the app, and then replays. Like it's like so it's like 3 million. It's like the guy's giving misleading
Unless
information.
you're Game of Thrones, like who schedules?
Game of Thrones is that would be like the one exception. But all those shows on HBO, I bet like they
It's
get
all HBO
hardly
Go.
ever any of them get like real views initially.
Right.
Because that Sacha Cohen show, Showtime defended it. They're like, actually, he has like 3 million views. Like he has like an audience of a couple million people because he gets 600,000 on the initial, and then if you have cable, they replay it. So that's another like that's how they rate cable by the week, not by like the initial viewing. So it's misleading information. So she's like, well, my mom's like, we'll see if it comes back. Well, I can't wait till I see her again and say, hey, you know that show that has that McDreamy guy? Are they really? Already? Yeah. Like it's like we just saw it. I thought
at the end of Watchmen, they had the coming next year. Like they had all the shows that were coming.
So okay, so like on my TV list that we're doing lists. The Watchmen is on that as far as TV. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed that.
There were dicks in that too.
It really upsets me how Alan Moore behaves and conducts himself, though.
Who's that?
The creator. Yes,
Damon Lindelof created that.
The creator of The Watchmen completely. He wrote the graphic novel for DC in '87, and he believes that there should be never, ever, ever be film adaptations of any kind of comic book whatsoever. And he trashed the 2009 movie. He did V for Vendetta. He trashed the Wachowski brothers who did that. He's just like, it just kind of sucked to be like, yeah, let's do this. And then like the creator's like, that sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, don't pay attention to that shit.
Well, he's just like he's like comic books. I mean, people are mad at Martin Scorsese. This guy like went really far in this article I was reading because I asked him like about the show, and he's like, I'm not going to watch it. And I suggest you don't watch it too. I suggest you read the fucking comic book because that's what it's meant for.
Because he gets paid that way.
Well, he got screwed over by DC. That's why he's really mad. He hates DC so bad.
Just a grumpy old man.
He comes off that way, but I think he's a genius, or he's allegedly a genius. I mean, he's got The Watchmen, he's got V for Vendetta, he's got The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. All this shit I never even knew. Like I'm like, wow, he's behind all that. Like that's amazing. But he's an artist, so he hates everything.
Right.
But that David, whatever, the guy you just said was like, I feel like he jinxed us because I like made this show and he like condemns it. And so it's like, I don't know like how far it can go.
Yeah.
And then he's like, we're only going to do one season. He said like one and done probably. But it's like, well, we'll see. Because that storyline is not, that story is not an Alan Moore story. Because like they've made a couple more graphic novels. He's refused to work with DC. He'll never work with DC again. But that's like
going.
That's called like Watchmen, like Time Watch, because obviously the clock and stuff.
It was successful enough for HBO.
People liked it. It was a slow burn. Like people didn't pick up on it right away, but then like it was like everyone just started binge watching it. All of a sudden, I read.
I love that shit. It's like you're put in a universe and like you slowly learn,
right?
Like how the universe came to be.
I honestly I mean, it was too late for Christmas presents at that point. Everyone bought the socks they were going to give me. But I probably will with my Amazon gift cards. I want to get that Watchmen, the graphic novel. I've only read one graphic novel, and that was Sin City. And the graphic novel is basically just a comic book that's like 100 pages.
Yeah.
And they tend to be more adult themed, it seems like. But he went on to say, like, you know, it's so sad that our society is so pathetic that we have to, like, emulate make-believe people. We don't have like real people to emulate. Alan Moore said that of the Watchmen, because obviously the Watchmen, the whole point is they're not good people. Most of them, they're bad people.
Did you ever see The Boys?
That's what I was getting to too. Yeah. So that's another superhero. And they're not good people, right?
Theme, yeah, they're terrible people. But that show is interesting to me. It's a little like too much.
Is that on your list?
Gory.
Is that on your list?
I've already seen it.
But it's on your list this year, of your list of TV shows.
And that's coming back pretty soon, actually.
It's something the memorable.
But it's funny how like it's more of a take on Marvel, and how like the business behind it, and how like it's just a big corporation now. Like whatever, like they're seen as Marvel superheroes, even though they're like real life superheroes.
Do they use the word Marvel?
No, but like that squeaky clean-esque. Like these heroes are supposed to be squeaky clean. They do like appearances, and there's a whole like corporation built behind them, and they that name is everywhere. And then you just learn how horrible these superheroes are.
That's
and
like
how like they have their own issues, and
that's like the Watchmen.
Yeah. But it's more it's different. It's the same theme, but it's very different.
Have you ever seen Sin City?
A long time ago, whenever it first came out.
That was a good movie, but like the graphic novel, like I can see what Alan Moore says. Like it's just kind of like a book. Like a book, and you can't replicate a book from like a movie. Like when you read a Stephen King book, and then you go see the movie, they're not going to capture like his words and
what you can't.
Well, same thing with a graphic novel, I guess is what he's saying. But still, like, be fucking happy they made a movie out of your. Right. He trashed that Zack Snyder guy. He's trashed the Wachowski brothers.
Yeah,
it's like you're an angry old, and he is. He's got like this long hair in his beard. He's got a cigarette in his hand. Yeah, but I'd like to think that I wouldn't be that legit, like that Dave Chappelle keeping it real. Like keeping it real, like dude, be happy, man. You got a great legacy, but he feels like it's tarnishing his legacy. Or you think he's just a narcissist? Or like anybody who does what I do is not as good as me. I mean, because I would think the goal, maybe not for everybody, would to get your shit made into a movie, right? I mean, I don't know. I would think he wants his name. He doesn't have his name on any of it. He refuses. He like sends out mandates. Do not put my name on any fucking thing. It's not on the movie. It's not on the TV show. It's not on any of these other projects. He refuses to have his name on anything. He's like so hardcore about it. It's like disturbing. Like how much pushback he gives. It's disturbing. Like I can understand you being like, okay, I wrote a book and they made a shitty movie out of it. I'm upset. Versus like, I want nothing to do with it.
Right.
Can you
imagine like Stephen King being like that?
Oh, he'd have like half of his money wouldn't exist.
He's like the exact opposite.
He's
put my name on.
He's in the fucking movie.
Put my name on everything.
He had a cameo in it too.
Yeah.
Even did like a parody of himself, kind of.
So you did Watchmen?
Oh, that was my first show. Sorry, The Watchmen, and I went into the Alan Moore thing. The Watchmen. Well, I'd say just recently Ray Donovan. I just started watching that, and that's a crazy show, crazy as hell.
And you have no idea.
I don't, but just I've watched like John Voight is like he creeps me out, man. He's just evil, man. Like that. Ray Donovan.
Keep up with it though, because that's on my list. I watched all that this year.
I watched Band of Brothers, which is really good. It was really well done. I watched. There's just a lot of HBO stuff. The Righteous Gemstones is a great show.
Yeah, that was on mine too.
I enjoyed that. Netflix. I watched the Dirty John movie. Have you heard of the Dirty John? Like the podcast?
The podcast.
There was a movie like made for
Eric
TV.
Bana?
Yeah. It was really good.
Was it?
Yeah. And it was only because I was really into the podcast. And then I watched like a documentary on like Oxygen or ID Discovery. It's a crazy story. It's crazy. Who the fuck is Eric Bana? Because I told my brother, and he's like, Eric Bana. Like, who? That's all I've seen him from.
Oh, he's in a lot of stuff.
He was in that Funny People, wasn't he? He was that girl's husband that Adam Sandler was trying to get with.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's all I know him from. He's like, Eric Bana. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
He's in a lot of stuff, but
you just don't know who he is?
Yeah.
After like 30 years, everyone, that guy, that's in that. Guy. Like J.K. Simmons, that bald guy, the farmer's guy, he's just in everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so Watchmen, what else did I say? Big Little Lies, Sharp Objects. Those are good shows.
Sharp Objects. So you're listening to all the HBO shows.
I'll throw in a Netflix one. I did not like Orange Is the New Black. I'll say that one. That sucked. That was one of those shows that should have ended a long time ago. I hear they're bringing back Weeds. Really?
Yeah,
so it's legal now pretty much. So like, what it's going to be about? Like going to the dispensary? I mean,
I don't know.
Netflix. I want to. Well, don't add something just because you want to add something. Letterkenny. That's a great show. I started binging that, and they put out a new. You didn't like it?
I need to get back.
You know, it takes a minute to get the magic. Once like you hit episode 5, you're like, this is genius.
Yeah,
it's genius. Because at first you don't get it. Because you're kind of like,
I used to think it was that funny.
But
I get it. It's like their own humor and their own like.
They do like wordplay hardcore. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
But I swear to God, dude, there's been some episodes where I'm like crying because it's so funny.
The funniest out of the only couple episodes I saw, the funniest one was the bartender.
The black chick, yeah, she's like a sexaholic, man.
She's hilarious.
Yeah, I like it's just little cliques in a small town because you got the Hicks,
yeah,
and then you got
the Goths.
What are they called?
The Goths?
Yeah, but they're called something else. You got the hockey players.
Yeah, I should probably get back into it.
It's funny, man. It's just Canadian humor, man. Canadian humor is great. It really is.
Did you get into BoJack Horseman?
Yes,
that's a great show.
My brother got me into that. Now I know there's another season out, and I haven't got into that. But hey, Amy Sedaris from Strangers with Candy.
Yeah,
good for her.
The new season's good.
I liked it. It's dark, right? It's sad.
It's just I don't know.
Aaron Paul is like his roommate, right? He's like some guy living on his couch.
He's his roommate like the first season, but then he becomes his own character.
I've seen maybe one season or 2 seasons like a few years ago, and then I stopped just for nothing personal. Just you know how it is.
Yeah.
South Park,
of course,
great year for South Park. We had SNL, Eddie Murphy, and then we had Adam Sandler. Those were 2 big.
That was this year, wasn't it?
And then Will Ferrell too. So I think Will Ferrell was kind of a letdown. Most people didn't seem.
The only sketch I saw was
the Democratic debate.
Yeah,
and it was just basically Will Ferrell. God, it's got to suck to be on the show and trying to get your name out there because it's like
bringing back.
It was Will Ferrell, Rachel Dratch, Maya Rudolph, Fred Armisen.
They're good though. Every time they do the debate, it's good.
And Woody Harrelson and Larry David.
And he wasn't on the last one.
Who?
Woody Harrelson. He got replaced by Jason Sudeikis. He's Biden now.
Sudeikis played Biden back in the day when Obama was president. I gotta say, like those Democratic debates, and it's just funny. Like it's like good humor though. I remember like, did someone say billionaire? And like Fred Armisen walks out. He's like drinking like a Orange Julius.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm derailing, but he's like, he's Bloomberg.
Yeah.
And he's like, let's see those Trumpers come up with a conspiracy theory about a Jewish billionaire who owns his own media company. It's like, so Mr. Bloomberg, are you going to run? Oh, I don't know. I think you had like 1 legitimate cast member, maybe 2. I think you had, what's her face? The lady who played Hillary, who's like the only like legit one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She played Warren.
She's the veteran now.
Yeah, she's the star. She's a stud. She runs things. And you got Pete Davidson, where they just basically, his life is the joke.
Yeah, he was the latest update. It was there's so many like.
Did you make a joke about the Joker?
No, he pretty much said like I'm going to rehab this Christmas vacation.
Really?
Yeah.
For what? Weed?
It was like a joke. He's just like, yeah, where are you going? I'm gonna go check myself in.
He's turned into Farley, and I don't mean that in a good way. Where like he's just a mess, and it's like the joke is that he's turned into Artie Lang.
Yeah, the joke
like,
is
the joke is your life is a train wreck.
The joke was that. So I guess the Weekend Update guy is
Colin Jost, Scarlett Johansson. Yeah.
So he comes in.
How is that fair?
So he goes. He goes. How is it that you're with Scarlett and you're praised, but when I'm dating in Hollywood, like I get shit on or something like that. It was really funny.
That is funny.
And I just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. God, that guy's lucky.
Pete?
No.
Pete, I don't think Pete's very happy, dude.
Not Pete.
He's borderline personality. He's not good.
Talking about the Jost guy who's dating Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, a lot of people seem not to like him though. Like fans.
Yeah, they make fun of him too.
They don't enjoy his like delivery. He's trying to mimicking like I think Seth Meyers kind of. Like that whole like persona that Seth Meyers had.
I don't want to get into a whole social.
Look at a Saturday Night Live episode.
But he just like represents that like
a clean cut, like
off-putting.
Like
it's off-putting.
Like everything's just jolly and
yeah. But it's off. It reminds you of a guy that if you met, you'd be like, you're a douche.
Yeah.
And
like I'm funny still and all clean and got the slick hair or the slick, but the the shapes.
He's an underwear model. I heard too.
Really?
Yeah. I don't get it. But yeah, the fans don't like him. It seems like they don't care for him at all.
No. Hey, he's doing something right. He's still on SNL and dating Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, whatever. Yeah. Do you, buddy?
Yeah.
Colin Jost. That's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Saturday Night Live.
Those 3 episodes. Well, 2 episodes
when the veterans came back.
2 episodes and 1 skit. Because Will Ferrell was a candidate too. It's some weird, some candidate I didn't even hear of.
Why didn't they bring back George Bush for that? Somehow, some way.
Well, they're like, "Can you please stop blinking your eyes?" No, I can't.
Yeah.
Like, why are you running for president? I'm running for president because it's fun. Like,
He played the sketch I did remember was he was like they did like the Pilgrim thing because it was a Thanksgiving episode.
What was offensive about that?
It was so funny though.
People were complaining it was offensive, and I mean
Jesus
pussies,
Christ.
but like, why? I'm just reading the
Well,
comments.
because he's like the older, like he represents like the old, like the grandpa who like, well, things used to be, and
Oh, he's being like offensive, kind of like.
in John Smith, it was Pocahontas and John Smith. And then he leave.
Was it clever?
Yes, he'd go to the bathroom. Yeah, I laughed. He
Okay.
kept going, why does he keep going to the bathroom? And he kept like just, I don't know what was. There was some like social commentary about something I can't remember. It was funny. Look at it.
And then Eddie.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Eddie yet, but
I didn't watch it live. But I saw the clips. It was funny. He brought back pretty much not every single, but
you know it's been a
lot of it was
decade when
great.
Eddie comes back.
Yeah,
He's been laying low for a long time.
yeah. And it's funny, like the thing he was promoting was that Dolomite movie. That's it.
That's it. He's got Coming to
He
America
did say
too.
Coming to America too.
Yeah.
Like he did.
That sounds awful. By the way, I read the synopsis. It sounds like let's just make money and hope
Is that
people.
just on Netflix or is that going to be
I'm not sure,
theatrical release?
but Dolomite, I haven't seen. I've seen like previews for it. It seems like it's the who's who of black comics are in that
Does he
movie.
play like 5 different people?
No, it's actually about a real guy who was in exploitation films back in the 70s. The Dolomite was a real there's real movies called Black Dolomite. And it was like he plays the actor. It's actually like I don't know if it's really like a straight up comedy versus like a historical like piece, because it was just like a guy who was in like not mainstream and he made his own movie. He did it like his own way. It's kind of like inspirational. And like, are his movies good or bad or whatever? That's debatable. It was like, you know, you've seen the 70s black exploitation films where it's like Shaft, that kind of shit. That's who he was. It was just like, shut your mouth. But I don't know. The movie seems more of like who he was and him trying to be famous. It's actually like interesting. And it's got like I said, the who's who of black comedians. Like everybody I can think of is in it, like cameo or supporting or whatever.
They should have just did a sequel of Nutty Professor.
A third one?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, him and Mike Myers play multiple characters. That's insane, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just think about the work that goes into it.
probably a lot.
And the shooting.
Probably a lot.
It's like one character, and then let's do the scene again with the yeah. It's not worth it.
No.
That's kind of narcissism, though, isn't it?
Hey, it works.
It did in the Nutty Professor. That scene around the table where they're all farting and shit. Hercules.
I follow these accounts on Instagram that like they'll just post like random, you know, we'll call them retro now, but just clips from movies and TV shows and commercials, and that popped up, and oh my god, every time it pops up on my feed, I laugh so hard.
That was probably one of the best comedies of the '90s, Nutty Professor.
So we're going way back now.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not staying there. I'm just saying, like, I never like laughed so hard. And it wasn't just because of fat. Like he got a lot of shit for that. And in the movie Norbit, I never saw.
Yeah.
Like he got a lot of hatred for like making fun of overweight people, and I get that.
Yeah.
But the Nutty Professor wasn't funny because of that. It was funny for all the other stuff.
That was one of the I can remember like that's when we had videotapes. Like we would just rewind that.
Who's our sponsor that sells the videotapes? Damn
it's
it.
the VHS store.
Yeah.
Still open somehow, some way.
You don't want to rewind for the new year? VHSs. That's what you do. There, I got one in.
Perfect. I just remember just like my dad would just laugh so hard at that scene.
With the table?
Yeah.
Do you remember Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, yeah.
Who's sucking who's titty over? Yeah. That you almost felt bad, like, because that's why the movie was good, because you go, oh, here's this like really fat guy, and it's going to be him like doing fat jokes, but it's like he humanized him so well, where like I almost like felt bad for him.
Yeah.
Like Sherman or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. There's a difference between like let's just like make fun of fat people and like he's fat, but this is like his life.
Right.
Like I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
there's heart to it.
It wasn't just like haha fat, you know. And I think maybe Norbit was more like that.
I never saw that.
It looked terrible.
Yeah.
It looked like shit. I mean, Eddie Murphy and Adam Sandler, they both hosted SNL. They both did a great job, and they both have one thing in common. They can be good when they want to, and they can be shitty when they don't care.
Yeah. They're phoning it in.
So what is your big stuff? I'm
listed a lot of it.
All of it? Yeah. I'm trying to think of a big Netflix thing I watched, but I can't.
Yeah,
I know there's one I can't think of. I'll think of it as soon as you leave.
I finished Ray Donovan, so make sure to finish Ray Donovan because it gets really good.
Wait, is it the current season over now?
No, I haven't watched the current. I'm going to wait till it's all
Yeah, my mom's currently watching the new season, which is great. Me watching season 1.
It just gets really dark, which I like. Like his life.
It's dark already, man.
I know, but there's a season where there's a season where like the first episode is like, what did they just do? And it changes the rest of the show. So I think it's 5. I think so.
How many seasons?
It's like 7.
How many seasons of Peaky Blinders?
5.
Really?
But they're short.
Are they still going?
Yeah, but they just came out with one.
But okay, so it's current. It's not like ended. It's not over.
It's not ended, but yeah, I don't think. I think the last I read was the creator showrunner has like 2 seasons left, but it's up to. I think it originally airs in BBC on BBC.
It's definitely.
So I don't think like BBC announced anything, but the showrunner's like, yeah, I got 2 seasons left
on his contract, or that's his decision
with the show. But it's one of those where like it probably won't even come out for like 2 years, the next season.
Oh, the Breaking Bad movie.
Yeah,
I liked it.
It was good.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fair.
I feel like it came out 5 years too late.
I agree with that, but I still enjoyed it.
Like unless you're currently watching Breaking Bad
or Saul, like you're into that universe. Unless you're in that.
I mean, I need to catch up on that.
Dude, I don't know when the fuck that's coming back.
I got like 2 or 3 seasons to watch still, but I'm trying to think earlier in the year. I'm trying to think, okay, Gene. I'm trying to think what because I watch a lot of that HBO stuff. Were you up on Making a Murderer?
No.
You never watch any of that?
I know the story based on other stuff I've watched.
You never watched? Oh,
no,
man.
I have this weird.
Well, that started the whole like crime docuseries.
I know the story. Like I know the whole thing. I have this weird thing though that when something's very popular, I like.
Yeah, I hear you.
I won't like the whole Star Wars, the whole Marvel thing. I won't do it
because you're too late. Like you're entering
at this point with Making a Murderer. I'm way too late.
Well, yeah, because when I watch, I remember this kind of ties into it because I remember it was at least 3 years ago because I was still working in an office. But I remember like it came out like December 24th, like right when we were on break, and like that's what everybody was talking about.
I remember, yeah,
everybody was talking about it,
and I said I won't.
I watched it because I just like the trailer. I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. I ended up
It's a crazy story. It's crazy.
Well, it's not just the story. It's now it's one-sided, of course.
Yes,
every documentary is, but it's like, holy crap!
Oh, I just thought of something.
There's so much corruption and like someone has it in for this family. And then there was a second season. That's what this year. I think it was this year. That's why I brought it up. It's like how much more like. They could do anything. Like they could like pin it on this one, but have all the evidence, but he'll still be in jail.
I was watching a documentary on Netflix that is on this under the same sort of lines. There was a guy named Henry Lee Lucas in the 80s, and he killed 3 people. And the documentary is about him, and like he confesses to like 300 murders.
What was that called?
Oh shit, I can't think of it. What it's called.
It wasn't the cult one, was it?
No, it's just a guy.
There's so many now.
It was him and this weird dude. I think they had like relations together. It was just a weird like combo. And
did you watch the one with the girl? With the I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's fine.
But it was one where it was like it was a lady, and she like was like the mastermind behind like these mass killings. Or an incident.
Oh yeah, it was like a bomb going off, or like the guy that delivers the pizza.
It was like a Saw thing.
Yeah,
like where. What
was
it?
It's called Evil Genius. There's one called Evil Genius where like a pizza guy delivers a pizza and he's got like a bomb strapped to his neck.
Yeah,
and it like blows up and it has something to do with like a bank heist.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
It's a crazy story.
It was like Saw. The beginning of like I watched one episode. I'm like, holy crap!
Add that to my list. Evil Genius. Add that to my list.
This year?
Yeah, that was. I watched it this year.
That was a really good.
It was
short too. It was nice and short, like four episodes. That's the thing. Like, I guess it's an attention span thing.
Yeah. But that Henry Lee Lucas thing, back to corruption, he confessed to 300 murders. It was like impossible that he did that. So basically, the Texas Rangers were taking advantage of him to close cases. Like, even families were like, no, that's not what happened. And they were just like, case closed. I mean, he's on death row. And he's got the intelligence. You'd say he's probably mentally retarded.
Yeah.
And you just see him like, yeah, I did this. And like, basically, like, these Texas Rangers fed him. Like, they just would show him the case. And then be like,
Not
where?
the baseball team.
No, Walker, Texas Ranger. It was him. But it was just like, it was really disturbing. Like how, and then like people who tried to, hey, this ain't right. Like, they just like ruined their lives. Like, they tried to get them arrested. Like, it was fucked up. Like, it really disturbed me. Like, not just the murdering part, but the corruption of, you know, we don't care who did it. We got somebody, so our job's done.
Right.
Like that. What the fuck?
Did you watch it wasn't this year, but it was the one with the nun who got killed?
You don't mean the movie The Nun, right?
No. It was
from
about
The Conjuring?
it was about that was really good.
What's it called? We don't know what any of this is called because we just find it on Netflix and
terrible.
watch it and go, okay, that was good.
But like this is a while ago because this was like the next crime documentary after Making a Murder.
Okay.
It was about a nun, and like she worked at a school, like a Catholic school, and like the head guy there would like sexually abuse the girls who went there, and there was like a big cover up, and then she found out about it, the nun who worked there, and then they killed her.
Wow.
And like it was all like, so it's almost like the whole Catholic thing where like he just got reassigned.
Yeah.
And then, but then there was like a 2-part, and then like towards the end, it was all like the girls now who were 50s, and like they're on Facebook getting like these Facebook groups of people who like this guy took advantage of.
Oh shit,
dude, it was hardcore.
You know, Ray Donovan loves priests, or his dad John Voight does. That's a whole nother topic right there.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into that.
It's sad.
Okay, so. Did you? Yeah, you listed your movies.
As far as I can think of,
I didn't see many movies. Well, shit, I just watched Star Wars.
Oh, how was it? Why did you start off with that?
I don't know. I've seen more. I've gone to the movies more in like the last month than I have all year. It was okay.
How was it?
It was okay.
Are you angry?
No, I'm not that big of a fan.
Some people are angry, but of course they are.
The bigger the yeah.
Oh, is Baby Yoda in it, or is Baby Yoda in the Mandalorian? Mandalorian, or whatever the fuck you did. Mandalorian.
That's actually really. I watched one episode of that. Mm-hmm. It's just really, really well made.
Is that John Fairview?
Yeah.
He's better than the other guy. That's what people are saying.
Because it's a different medium. It's binge watchable. I think they're like half an hour shows.
Really?
But like there's hardly any CGI in it. It's all like the robots are like moving robots.
Interesting.
I mean, there is CGI, but it's not like a lot like the movies are. But I don't know. The movies, I'm just at an age where like, yeah, they're silly, but they're entertaining. Like I was entertained.
It's not worth fighting people on Facebook over. Yeah.
I was entertained,
Totally.
but I didn't. I mean, but what people like what Ryan Johnson did with the last one, the more everybody shit on the last movie. That was true.
But you don't feel that way about this one?
I feel like JJ is like, he's in a way self-servicing the fans.
Yeah.
Serving the fans.
Yeah.
So I feel like he did that a little bit with this one because there's a lot of stuff. It was just a lot, and it's hard to talk about if you haven't seen any of it.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't care, but if someone's listening and they haven't seen it, like, don't, you know what I mean? Like,
well, you haven't seen any of the Star Wars, so it's
but if someone's listening to this podcast, you don't care.
It's been a week.
You don't care? Okay.
I'm not spoiling.
You should have went to the movies, person.
It's either I'm not that big of a fan. I mean, I'm a fan, but I'm not like hardcore. But I just feel like they just jam-packed a lot of stuff into one movie, and like some of it didn't make sense.
It was overboard?
Yeah, a little bit. But so it's memorable. I wouldn't say it's one of the favorite movies I've ever seen. I just watched. You ever seen A Quiet Place?
Yes.
That was pretty good.
Very good.
And have you seen Annihilation?
Yes.
That was weird.
I loved it. I loved it. That's those two, that movie Annihilation. I saw that this year. I loved it. Loved it.
I thought it was an alien movie.
I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect.
I was confused with. There was a movie.
Midsommar. I want to add Midsommar, by the way.
I haven't seen those. Well, there's another movie where it's like aliens. Like aliens come down, and it's with. Anyway, remember the movie Arrival with Amy Adams?
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
Oh.
It was a female, and there was something about aliens. Like, oh, yeah, aliens. And then I guess it was Alien, whatever it was.
It was crazy.
I was like, what is this? In the end, it's like, what is this?
It was good.
It was good, but it was, I don't know. It was out there.
I liked it. I remember going, I love this. As I was watching it, I said that, I go, I love this. I turned to my daughter and go, I love this.
But the whole ending, though, with like the mimicking thing.
We don't know who it is, or it's not
well,
them, right?
that was creepy.
That lady's like floating in the air and like the lights are coming out of her eyes and mouth. Remember? At the very end when they're in like that like cave place.
Yeah.
And the lady, all of a sudden, like these lights start shooting out of her eyes. Like it's crazy.
One of the creepiest things I've ever seen in a movie was that man bear pig thing. In the middle of it when she's saying help.
Yeah.
With the lady she killed. That was so creepy. I was watching that with my wife and like with the lights off. Like I didn't expect it to be like a horror. It was almost like a horror movie.
It was. I didn't expect it either. I thought it was gonna be some like sci-fi and nerd thing, but it was terrifying at times.
When that animal was like mimicking the lady that she killed earlier, that was so creepy. And like, don't move.
Oh yeah, when the bear came in and it's like had half a face. Yeah, man bear. I was thinking man bear pig for some reason. I'm like, I don't remember that part. Not that you meant the South Park person, but I'm like, yeah.
Well, because you didn't know what it was. It was like half. It looked like a boar.
Its face was like half gone or something. It was like it was like these things weren't developed fully.
Well, you didn't know what it was because they said bear,
and she's like, help me.
But it was like,
that was fucking crazy.
That was creepy.
Woo. Yeah, I totally. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I was just gonna say, okay, just act like you know and say, yeah, you know.
Yeah,
that was good.
So that was definitely memorable. I don't think I watched a lot of movies though. You watched a lot more than I did.
I have no life.
Hey,
I'm isolated from society. This is where I don't leave this place.
I just don't have. A lot of times I don't have 2 hours to sit and watch something. Like that's why I watch shows.
Oh, so I got nothing going on? Is that
no, I'm just saying me personally.
Just joking, dude.
I wish I did. There's a lot of movies I want to see. There's a movie with Adam Driver, another movie with Adam Driver out called The Report.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it looks really interesting. I don't know. I'm assuming that touches upon something that happened, but I don't know what part of the... I don't know when it takes place.
Isn't there some like whistleblower movie, or is that it? Is that what you're talking about?
I think so. Yeah.
He like blows the whistle.
I don't know much about it. I saw like a 10-second clip.
Is he trouble?
I saw a 10-second clip before, so I'm rewatching Mr. Robot. So that's on
why are you rewatching it?
Because
you missed.
Here's the thing.
Something.
Here's the thing. So I'll finish this. So the report.
You say you don't have time for 2 hours, but you were watching a whole series.
I watch it like an episode a day. Anyway, so it's one of those shows where, like, granted, when I watched it, I watched it. The original viewing was when it first aired, so I'm watching it week. I never binge watched it. It's one of those shows where like it makes more sense when you watch it together, because like that show came on like in 2015.
Oh,
and it's one of those endings where like the last season completely changes the way you
wasn't the Watchman like that.
Yeah,
the last 3 episodes completely put everything in perspective, and you're like, "Holy shit!"
I love those shows. I
didn't binge it like you did. I watched it week by week, and I enjoyed that. But I remember going, "Oh yeah."
I like that where they give you breadcrumbs, and then like things start to make sense, but you enjoy it more when you movies too.
Yeah,
like Annihilation, like when you go into, it's almost like Annihilation. They did it where like they give you. Like a narration,
but it's not accurate,
and then
you learn more.
That's exactly how Mr. Robot is.
Yeah. All right, dude, I might watch Mr. Robot to check it out since you keep talking about it.
I don't mean to, but I was just on my.
You love it though. You love Mr.
Well,
Robot.
it just ended. It was just like it just ended last week.
Did he run out of batteries?
Did you like Fight Club?
Yeah.
It's just like Fight Club.
Dude, what
Sorta.
the fuck? What the fuck?
What?
What's the first rule?
I know.
You just broke it. Now I got a bare knuckle box.
It's like...
That's one of my all-time favorite movies, to be honest with you.
You might enjoy it then.
Does he have an alter ego of Brad Pitt?
Maybe.
Does he like... What does he do? He does the credit card thing where he like erases everyone's debt?
I don't know a famous hacker movie. I was going to say it's like a mixture between Fight Club and a famous hacker movie.
I liked Fight Club.
I need to rewatch. I bought it a long time ago. It was one of those like bargain bin.
Yeah.
I bought it. And I haven't watched it.
I've been to Walmart a few times, and I'll see like, oh, this is a great movie, $5, and I'll buy it and just like throw it in the closet.
Yeah. I own this now.
I own this object. This object is mine.
It's better than being on Netflix that could be taken off at any time. I think Fight Club was on Netflix if it's still not.
That is true because I saw on social media someone I don't really know personally, but someone I know, like I guess professionally, and they got Cobra Kai DVD for Christmas, and they're like probably older than us, and I'm just like, DVD, like. I'm not trying to like rip on the dude. I doubt he's gonna listen. I really know him, but like, you can like watch that on like whatever it's on YouTube TV. I think
you gotta pay for that.
Oh well, that makes sense then,
right? It's like if you bought the Watchman
instead of HBO.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like you pay.
I guess I was too hard on him.
I think maybe not. I don't know.
Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, because I'm like, why don't you just stream it, you loser? I'm like.
You own it. It's like you say same thing about music.
Well, he put on the headband and did like the pose, so he's a loser. So
he's into it. We'll say.
Hey, you know what? I got an idea, studio executive. The Karate Kid when he's 50.
Hey, it did.
What about the karate part, dude? Then he snorts a big line and be like, "Well, they're like kids will do it." Oh yeah!
I never saw any of it.
That's what it is. It's like they're grown up. I haven't seen it, but it's like I watched the trailer. They're grown up. The Karate Kid's life is done great. He owns a car dealership. The guy that he fought when they were kids is like a loser, and he opens up the dojo. Yeah, it's just like, how have you not seen this?
Let's put. I don't want to say wrap a bow, but we're gonna. Something I've noticed in like pretty much every medium of entertainment, except music. I don't know if it's sad that in TV, in movies, wrestling, the 90s and 2000s were like the heyday for so many things.
80s too.
And 80s, yeah.
Yeah, we're just rebooting everything.
Yeah, it's not even rebooting, but it's like we're taking these ideas based off these older ideas.
These historic films.
And then we're injecting
20 years later.
But it's like, but then you're bringing back the old actors and the old
nostalgia,
and it's kind of sad.
It's like the Creed movies, okay? Creed, right? So Michael B. Jordan is Apollo Creed's son,
right?
And then you got fucking Rocky, who's like, he's not doing well. I don't think I didn't watch him, but it seems like he was down and out. But there's Rocky. There he is.
But
so it's like you got that effect. You got, hey, Rocky, all the Rocky people, and then you got the new generation of Creed, the son who's going to avenge him. And then in the new one, you got the fucking Russian guy coming in with his Russian kid. And it's like you got the older people who saw the first movies, and then you got the younger people who like Michael B. Jordan.
I mean, it's all business, but is that
brilliant, though?
Is that sad, though, of this generation? Like, it's everything.
It's sad.
Like,
no, it is music, too, though, because what did I just say? All those rock bands are just cover songs.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's music, too.
But what were you just saying? What was the best Saturday Night Live episodes this year?
The ones that had the guys from...
It's like everything.
Is that us being old, though? Do we just not like new shit? Or is new shit just not like...
We're not making it.
You're right. Everything is... Yeah, you're right. It's not us.
It first started with like the wrestling... Not first, but like... That's all wrestling is now. It's like you're bringing back these older...
At some point, they're all going to die.
That's kind of what I was leading into. So what's going to be in 10 to 15 years?
The Rock?
Not even wrestling, just that was like the golden age for entertainment, I feel. The 80s to the early 2000s.
I think it was because now there's so many options that you can't grab people's attention. So what's a good way of grabbing someone's attention? The new Ghostbusters.
Right.
Jumanji again.
Which doesn't have anything to do with the original, but
None of them do. Well, a lot of them don't. I mean, that female Ghostbusters.
actually, Jumanji they did it pretty well. You haven't seen it, so I don't. So pretty much in the first reboot, so in the original movie, he goes into the world that you never see.
Robin Williams.
Yeah, and then he comes back.
He's like a little boy, right?
Well, in this Jumanji, like they actually go into the game, and like that's their world. They play in the game, and his
aren't they characters though?
He built
like The Rock and Kevin Hart are characters.
And he built like a fort or a fortress there, and that's where like it takes place for like 5 minutes.
Is he referenced Robin Williams' character?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like this is the fortress that this guy built. He said his character's name, and it wasn't mentioned at all in the sequel.
Or enough of that.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just an observation. I think it spawned from the Saturday Night Live. It's like anything they just bring back, that's what gets the viewers.
Well, it's not even nostalgia. It is nostalgia. Like 80% of it's nostalgia, but it's also already established.
It's like the nostalgia pills. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, that was brilliant. And that was a great episode too, like going through like his memories and stuff.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
It was a good episode. That was all the whole I usually hate when they do like a whole episode based on like one thing like that, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
A lot of the good TV
The Watchman.
shows.
He's referencing The Watchmen, by the way.
A lot of good TV shows, they'll have that one episode in the season.
Like The Righteous Gemstones, where they did like that back when they were kids, which it was fine, but I usually hate that.
That wasn't super...
You got to see like how Baby Billy or whatever and all that shit.
But there's always one, not always, but at least the ones I like, there's always like the super, super like artsy cinematography.
You remember Breaking Bad where they had that episode where it was just a fly?
Yeah.
That's where people are like, fuck you, Vince Gilligan.
Yeah.
Bring it out.
Sorry, one episode.
But that was like supposed to be like metaphorical, I think. Yeah. And he was like losing his shit over the fly. I gotta have the best meth because meth people, they deserve the best.
Mr. Robot, there's one where it's a single shot the whole episode.
Really? Not to keep derailing, but I like the Stanley Kubrick shots of the kid riding the bike through the hotel. That was really cool. It was cool.
It's almost like any TV show where you can sell me on cinematography, I'm in.
Yeah.
If it's really well made, at least even if it's just half of a season, if it's really well made, I'm in. I'll at least watch it for that aspect.
That's what I like about the Coen brothers.
Yeah,
they do really good cinematography. I don't know if it's still up there. They had some movie on Netflix that was like about the Western.
Yeah.
Oh,
I heard it was really good.
It was. I've seen it. It's amazing. It has like so many cameos, or each story has a different character. Have you seen the James Franco meme where he's like got to introduce his like first time? That's one of the stories.
I'm about to get Netflix again.
I'm basically, hi, I work for Netflix. They hired me to sell it to you on the podcast because they're worried about Disney Plus.
Hey, you know what? Okay, here's the thing for Netflix. You want me back? Give me a goddamn deal.
Oh!
They keep sending me emails. Hey, come back. Like, well, give me an introductory offer then. I'll come back for $5.
How about a Leslie Jones comedy special? Will that get you back? Dude,
those are their ads. They're like, look at all the stuff you're missing.
It might be good, dude. It might be good. I didn't like her on SNL, but she might be a funny stand-up.
Maybe.
I'm being honest.
Maybe.
Okay, if I said $9.99 a month,
not though.
But I'm working for Netflix. I'm cutting you this deal. Right. You get a $9.99 a month for 3.5 months. So that's $9.99 and then half of $9.99, and then it shoots up to the full price on the second half, but half of it, and then you get to meet Leslie Jones.
Yeah, I'd do it.
You would?
Yeah,
I would. I'd like to meet Leslie Jones.
Yeah, she's funny.
I'd like try to hook up with her just for the fact of it would help my career possibly.
She might.
She seems desperate, but that's her act.
Maybe that's her life.
Hey, we're all desperate. That's why there's porn. Well, that's why there's people in porn, because people are desperate.
Yeah. People always want to screw hot chicks.
Yeah.
And they might not be hot. Not all porn has hot chicks.
No, you can actually request certain videos to feature unattractive women or heavy women or old women or whatever.
So what do you think the future of porn is going to be?
Oh, it's probably going to get consolidated. I think it used to be a big business with all the magazines. Like, I was going to my magazine tirade last time about how magazines are terrible and they're not evil. They're just irrelevant now. And basically, like I won't like repeat. Hey, let's reboot last show. Let's do a rerun. But I think like Hustlers and Playboys and all that shit. Like back in the day when they were like, yeah, that's what you had to do to see porn. It was big business. You had to go to those theaters and like get caught like Pee Wee Herman. Now it's more exclusive. Where like you can do whatever you want whenever you want. I can just take my phone right there and go, I want to watch a video of this, and I don't have to go to some weird store or, have some hat on and a trench coat. And
the only reason I bring that up is because porn kind of dictates the
levels just blow out
the direction of media.
Yeah,
it does, because that is the number one form of quote unquote entertainment.
Well,
and then the studios follow suit with that. So this starts with, I don't want to go. Let's see how far back. The only thing I can remember, or I'll start with this, is, do you remember HD DVDs?
Yeah, that whole scam.
So there were HD DVDs and Blu-rays at the same time.
So that Blu-rays of porn and HD porn, where like
the porn.
I want 3D porn where the cum flies out of the.
Made a deal with Blu-ray. And that's what killed HD DVDs.
Oh.
And so then there was mobile porn, like mobile sites for your phone.
Yeah.
And that was like the first, one of the first, well, I guess Netflix. I'm trying to think of the timeline of the popularity. But it seemed like once porn went mobile, everything else went mobile. And the phone sizes got bigger and more screen oriented, as opposed to just tiny and not fit for a screen, not fit for like the right ratio to watch a movie.
Porn leads the way.
Porn leads the way. Porn dictates the dollars.
Well, I don't know, because they're gonna have sex robots and everyone's just gonna have sex with those. So
that's true. But now it's like, where do you go? Because they've been trying to introduce VR porn, and so what follows suits with that is VR movies and shows. But they've been announcing that for or teasing that for a while, and it's not really caught on.
Yeah,
like PlayStation has their VR thing, but I feel like that's been at a standstill for a while.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So I feel like that's the direction it's going, because it's just more and more and more like they're trying to recreate it as real as possible. So you feel like VR is the next step.
Why even have sex?
Well, you won't need to. You won't need to. You got the VR, and I'm sure they can make some device that hooks up to your junk that connects to the VR experience.
I saw like an iPad with a pussy on it, like a pocket pussy.
Yeah,
so you can
they make that stuff.
Like fuck the iPad while you're watching a porno.
But I guess this is...
it's just like convenient.
Don't even need to leave the house. And that's where we're getting at. You ever seen Nemo? You ever seen...
I've seen Finding Nemo.
Not the other... God dang it. What's the other Disney one about the robot?
Ratchet and Clank?
Jesus Christ, I'm having a...
There's a Disney movie about
Wall-E.
Huh?
Wall-E.
Wall-E? Oh, yeah.
That's where we're at. Remember the big fat people that were in their pods?
Yeah.
Like everybody was just... And that was life. That was civilization. You never have to leave it.
Well, yeah, that's where we're at this point in many aspects. You're porn, and then everything's delivered to you.
Right.
And, yeah. Everything's coming to your screen. You don't have to go anywhere.
Coming to your screen?
Coming on your screen.
Oh. Let's keep it somewhat.
You made that joke, not me, man.
That was... You had to... never mind.
You lit that fuse, and I just started the fire.
You doused the...
You can edit that out if you want.
No, I'm not going to edit anything out.
It was a blue joke.
It'll be interesting to see in the next 10 years.
I'm just glad that
not just porn.
I'm just glad you don't have to go to the theaters anymore and sit with
we never had to.
No, but in the 70s and 60s.
If anything, it's and you can kind of see it now with Pornhub. It's going to be more mainstream.
It's more acceptable. It's more classy.
Yeah, in a way.
Back in the day, before us, if someone was in a porno, they'd be like, "You're scum." Now you're in a porno, you're a fucking celebrity. You're like a Kardashian.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though.
Depending on the porn.
And this is how I'm getting in my older age. Why don't they have I just feel like it's too accessible.
Porn?
Yes.
No.
It's good for us, but like every kid has a phone now. Like you would think like
yeah, what does it do to like
like why can't you just you have to put your thumbprint or your face ID to buy an app. You know, like why can't that be implemented to see a porn site?
Because wink wink, that's what they want.
But like I'm not even talking Paygate.
No, but they want the kids to see it. I do believe that.
No, I'm talking about like 18's fine. Like,
no, I
but
mean
like the law.
12, 13, 14-year-old boys.
Who wants that?
Porn? Because that's a customer you're going to have for life. Just like smoking. You get a kid smoking at 13. Dude, kids start whacking it at 9 years old these days.
Yeah.
Kids are going through puberty.
Not just these days. It's getting younger and younger.
I mean, I was like 11 when I started. Like, I haven't looked back.
That's
Well,
it was awesome back in the day. Yeah, but now it's like God, like any kid.
It?
No,
yeah, whacking it was awesome back in the day. Now it's sad.
You're right.
It is sad.
It wasn't as accessible. No, porn on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Like you had to go. You had to sign on. You had to and you had to take up the phone line, and and it took forever to watch anything. Now it's just 1 second.
Boom,
there it is,
there.
and it's full 1080p. Full HD, and
there's variety.
It's just so accessible.
Lots of variety.
Now I sound like a conservative Republican.
It's okay,
but it's just I don't know. I got kids, and it's just it's sad to think about. Like once you give them their phone, like that's it. Like there's no turning back.
Well, I'm not saying
my kids don't have phones.
I'm not saying you, but I'm saying you should be a fucking parent then.
Huh?
You should be a fucking parent then.
Nope.
Not you.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Parents.
Nope.
They should watch their
why?
kids.
No.
They should. Hey, are you looking at porn on your fucking iPad, son?
No. You of all people should know this.
What?
Just because you tell your kids something, it doesn't mean they're going to listen to you.
Why should I know that?
Because you didn't listen to your parents a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if anything, that makes it worse.
Yeah, the more you restrict it.
I mean that's always the line. Why don't you be a parent then? Well, so it's my job.
Well,
which it is.
Hold on. How old are we talking here, though? Because like me not listening to my parents was like high school, and maybe like
when do kids get phones now?
8 years old.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, don't let your 8-year-old.
You're right.
That's what I mean by that.
You're exactly right about that.
Now, teenage, yeah, that's a whole nother fucking ball game.
I don't about different things.
I don't know how you navigate that. I pray for anybody who has to do that shit.
I am a firm like I want to give when my oldest is old enough. I want to give her a phone that I don't even know if they make them like they can. It's like a walkie-talkie. All you can do is just call me and tell me where you're at.
Like a burner, pretty much. You can get phones that will only dial to the parents. Ooh, they're gonna hate you so bad, dude.
I know they will.
They're gonna hate you.
I know.
Dad sucks.
So that's
Dad
when
sucks.
we say be a parent. That's In reality, yes. But when they come home, well, so and so has an iPhone. I want one. Yeah. You can only be so stern and against it for so long until then you go the other way with them where you start shelter them.
Well, they feel isolated. Like everyone has this but me, and my parents don't let me. And I feel weird.
That's when you hate the machine that's out there because that's what's influencing them and their kid and their friends. Because you can only say no for so long, and then even if you do give in and you're like you only have the plan that can do this. Well, I want Well,
also it's like this is like unfortunately, and I hate to break it to all these people that are against technology. It's just the way it is.
Right.
So if you want to like restrict your kids, and again, I'm not saying you specifically. You're basically restricting them on the present times. Because that's just the present times. This is the way things are.
Right. And
you could homeschool them and not let them watch TV or be on a phone. They're not going to know how to live life. They need to know that shit.
That's what I'm getting into. So with the whole porn thing. So like I'm saying, like you give your kids a phone, at some point it's just going to be there. And it's sad. And from a parent, it's just.
But can't you and I've never had to deal with this because the phones came around as I got older, but can't you sort of monitor what they're doing? Hey, I saw that you're on this app, or I saw that you're on. Sort of on your plan or whatever. There's got to be that. There's got to be something like that.
But then that comes with what you're just saying about being strict but there's a fine line.
There's being strict, and there's also like the right thing. If like
exactly.
your kid's watching some
snuff
film, you got to be like, hey, you don't watch that.
And it's not just porn; it's just any.
It's an example. It's an example.
Just the horrible things that
my ex-wife had these two nieces that were like maybe around your daughter's age, maybe a little bit older. But yeah, they just watch YouTube willy-nilly, and they'd see some like, what the fuck are you watching? Like,
right.
And it's like bad words and weird cartoon. Have you heard of Five Nights at Freddy's?
No.
It's some weird thing, man.
And it's
not appropriate for kids.
And that's what's sad about this generation, because there are the parents that are just, here's an iPad.
Well, it shuts them up.
And it's the same thing that our parents did. Here, watch the TV.
Right.
But I feel like it's not different, because, there was HBO was around that could play anything, and
Skinamax.
Yeah. And not just porn, just violence, and I just feel like the internet it's more on demand. HBO, you had to watch whatever, yeah, you could hunt, you could channel hunt, but you couldn't just type in whatever you want to look up.
Yeah, we were fortunate to be before it, but they were also fortunate to be after it.
Well.
I think everything's just going to be internet based. I think I've said this many times. Everything's just going to be internet based in the next 10 years, probably.
So nothing's going to innovate from that? It has to.
What else is there? What other form of mediums are there? I think radio's gone as far as it can. I think TV's pretty much like network TV, cable TV. That's like doing really bad.
We could be hitting a plateau.
Oh, that's fine, because I don't really want to go any more farther.
Yeah,
it's getting too much.
That's true. If anything, it's going to get worse.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because the you can already see it, that the corporations, the companies, they're taking hold with the streaming services, and the merging of the.
You can tell where the money's going too.
Right.
You can tell like no one's putting money in the radio right now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's advertisements and stuff and all that, but like the money's going to streaming, audio and video,
podcasts
like this one, but even like streaming music, like Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, like people are advertising on that.
Yeah.
So they're advertising on like YouTube. You can advertise on this podcast, like what's it? Fred's Water, I guess.
Chad's Water.
Chad, fuck.
Jeez.
Chad.
Fred's his cousin. He's not in the water business.
Not anymore. Let's just leave it at that. Let's not get into that. So we all lose our temper sometimes.
So it was a good decade.
It was a decade. I'm not going to say it was a good decade.